Former U.S. Treasury Secretary Henry Paulson is starting a climate change program this month in Beijing. The initiative will fund research and push for more aggressive environmental action. It will bring together Chinese and international specialists to share strategies on reducing the country's air pollution. Paulson made the announcement at the Boao Forum, which is holding a conference on energy and sustainable development in Seattle. He spoke to CCTV earlier and explained the motives behind the new initiative. Take a listen.
As I look at it, climate change is a huge global challenge for all of us. And when you stop and think about it, the two biggest economies, the two biggest users of energy, the two biggest emitters of carbon, the U.S. and China, I think have a major responsibility and an opportunity to work together to help mitigate this problem. I think it's one thing to conform to more developed countries' sustainability standards. I think China's different, and I think China needs to develop its own standards. And as I look at the standards that China needs to develop, I think they're the things that are being focused on. And I would cite the following. First of all, urbanization is going to be a huge driver of growth, and it has to be a driver of sustainable growth. So I think the first thing China needs to do is fix its urbanization or municipal finance model. Another very important thing has to do with enforcement of the environmental laws. And it's going to take a while for China to develop a first-rate environmental protection agency that's capable of enforcing the laws. But I'm very encouraged by the strides that are being made there. And I think very importantly, the focus that Xi Jinping and Li Keqiang have placed on making the environmental record and performance an important part of the way mayors and governors and party secretaries are evaluated. China's economy is growing so quickly, and the energy markets are growing and changing so quickly. It's a great spot to roll out new technologies and scale and test them. And I think that's really been the key to the lithium battery and the solar panel development in China, being able to drive costs down and test technologies real time in an economy that's growing as quickly as theirs is.
Paulson also talked about the opportunities China is facing in terms of climate change solutions and the so-called global carbon bubble.
So I think there's some innovative things that government can do to encourage and incent the private market to come in and finance the rollout of new technologies. And of course, at the end of the day, the only way we are going to solve the climate challenge and the environmental challenge is to develop and deploy in scale on a cost-effective basis new technologies. And that's all going to have to be financed in the capital markets. There is a carbon bubble, and I don't think it's going to lead to a global market meltdown, but I think it's very insidious, and it's in some ways it's much more treacherous and dangerous than a financial bubble.
Paulson also says he is finishing a new book that will be called Dealing with China. It will be published next year, and it's a topic he is very passionate about. We can tell you that here at BizAsia America.